Welcome to Bank Road in Matlock, where it is time for the 2025 National Hill Climb Championships. The atmosphere here is absolutely electric. I cannot wait to race up through all these fans. But blooming heck, this climb is steep. I didn't realise just how bad it was until I rode up here earlier this morning.
Should do.
So if we want to kind of work it out, then we're going to get
43. Yeah. Thank you very much. Right, that's test ride done. Flipping heck, it's hard. Way steeper than I thought. It's proper wall up through town. So yeah, so not going to be a fun one, especially when I'm not feeling great, but it'll be just fun to give it a go. How you doing?
Right, mate.
Not too bad. Yeah. Heck, it's steep, isn't it?
Say that again, yeah.
So after Gravel Worlds really did not go to plan, I've sort of seen that as the end of my season. However, I'd already got the entry in for this, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to ride it and enjoy it. Enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the crowds, and just be a spectator for the day, really. So I am out here, but I've started a real big deload a couple of weeks ago in order to hopefully get my body sort of back in gear, and I've got another week of that to come. So I'm just out here to enjoy it, and I'll just see how the results go. You know, maybe I'll do an all right performance, but no pressure on it whatsoever. We're just out here to ride for fun. Well, you say fun, it's still going to be brutally hard. I thought a 3-minute to 4-minute effort's not going to set me back too much, but yeah, I am in a big sort of deload at the minute, just trying to like get all the fatigue out of my legs and just give my body a chance to catch up and recover. But yeah, I can't wait to give it a go. I'm off in about half an hour now, so going to do a bit of a warm up and get myself ready to start.
211, 215. 211 anywhere?
Right, it's nearly time. We're down at the start, just waiting, about 10 minutes left. Quite a good system they've got. You get given a little drawstring bag to put all your warm kit in at the bottom. They run it back up to HQ for you, which just saves like having to have like family member or something to grab your jacket or you're getting cold. So yeah, really good system actually. But yeah, not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous. It is quite a daunting climb, straight up a wall out from the start line, and it's literally pretty much a straight line the whole way until the very top where it sort of tapers off around a corner. But yeah, this might be the most painful 800 metres I've ever ridden. Another interesting thing is they've got a double start line, which means they can set riders off at 30-second intervals really easily. So yeah, you line up side by side. They did the same at the Nationals last year, but yeah, it just makes it that much smoother lining up. You know, you've got one marshal getting someone ready to start. Oh, it sounds like someone's just going now, and then the other person's lining up ready. It's really, really efficient. But when you've got nearly 500 riders in an event like this, you've got to be so on it with the start procedure. It's getting close now, we're about 10 minutes out. So I'm gonna go get my legs turned over one last time, then strip all the kit off and get myself lined up ready to start. Final job. Race ready now. Before we get into the race, let me tell you all about Insta360, whose cameras have helped capture all the action today. First up, all the POV footage you're about to see has been shot on my Go Ultra, which is an incredibly light camera, with a tiny standalone camera itself only weighing 54 grams. And in fact, it's what I'm recording this on right now. So you can see the video quality is still excellent. And then of course, I'm using the X5 to get some awesome shots of the event, allowing me to get almost drone-like shots without the need to use an actual drone. The Go Ultra has made shooting hill climbs so easy. It simply magnets onto the small pendant under your skin suit and you're off racing. I was concerned the magnet wasn't going to be strong enough, but even when I'm mounted biking, the magnet is perfectly good enough and the camera's never once bounced off. In my opinion, it's balanced between top tier image quality and incredible lightweight. As I was shown before, not just the weight of the camera, but the whole system needed to film with it makes it the ideal action camera for capturing hill climbs. And when you put that in perspective, that it's lighter than a standalone GoPro Hero 13 without the bulky chest mount you'd need. That's pretty incredible. Obviously, it's tiny, compact size as well, makes it super aero and doesn't get in the way or in your face like when you're wearing a big bulky chest mount. I also find another perk with it being a small camera, as someone who might not be always the most confident in public situations holding a camera up, the small discreet camera makes me feel a bit more at ease when I'm getting B-roll at sign-on or walking round in public places. And if you want to get one for yourself to film your own hill climbs, check out my links in the description below to buy one for yourself and support the channel.
15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It seems strange to say this on such a brutal climb, but the very bottom of this climb wasn't initially ultra steep. So I tried really hard to keep my power in check for the first sort of 15-20 seconds, not surging so far into the red, trying to keep it down in the mid 400s at most once I got up to speed, rather than being right up in the 500s as I am often at the start of a hill climb. Then, as soon as the road started to pitch up, you'll see me smash it out of the saddle, get in the watts up over 500, and really the game plan was to just keep them over 500 or at least in the high 400s for as long as I possibly could. And yeah, this was tough. You can see on the left hand side of the screen the gradients at 15-16% even in times. So yeah, it was not an easy climb by any shot. Now, something that did perform really well that I'm surprised about was my tyres. Because the road was really wet, I thought it was going to be super slippy, but didn't have any grip problems, despite thinking I was going to be wheel spinning when I was out the saddle cranking as hard as I could. Now, one thing you might notice, unfortunately the camera is pointed a little bit at the floor. Now, this wasn't on purpose, this was just me nervous in a rush at the start of the race, setting up my camera and not checking the angle. I had it set up for going down a flat road and didn't really account for the fact that being out of the saddle on very steep gradients would inevitably point my chest down to the ground more. And yeah, unfortunately, you've got 3 minutes to watch of the road surface with just my power overlaid. Coming through the timing point, I had my first little moment of weakness where I had to get back down to the saddle, but quick enough, I did manage to get the power back up into the high 400s and kick again up towards the corner. The crowds were wild here and they really kept me going. However, when I'm deep in the red, I often have to sort of tune it out and go into sort of game mode where I'm zoned in on my effort. I did have another bit of a wobble before the corner here, where you can see my power dropping fairly low, right down into the 300s again. But I told myself, stop being a wimp, get out of the saddle on the steep gradients around the corner, take the efficient line, and then it's not far to the line now. And yeah, as you can see on the bike, I'm constantly fighting in and out of the saddle, just trying to get every single watt out I could. And once we got round the corner, it was the final stretch up past a row of parked cars, and here the gradient tapers off a bit. I had planned that really, if I'm losing it a little bit here, it's not the end of the world. The most important part to get the watts down was on the steep stuff. But I did still have enough to get a final little kick out of the saddle and that wasn't too bad. How's you been, mate?
Nice one, Tom.
Well, it's done. Shame, I was just slipping a bit towards the end. Couldn't quite keep the power I wanted it. But I think it was something around just over 3 minutes, maybe 3:05, 3:10. Couldn't really look down at the computer, it was just that full on the whole way. But what a spectacle that event is. You know, I'm still off pretty early and there's crazy crowds out by the side of the road. Feels like you're in the Tour de France almost. It's something like nothing else. I really recommend anybody who wants to try it, give it a go. Like, so inclusive as well, you know. Not everyone is like a super tuned athlete, like when you see like Feather and that go up at the end. So many like normal people do it, men, women, all ages, like just such a cool event. And I think that is the best part about hill climbing, it really is for everyone. Yes, it is like high performance sport, but especially these closed road hill climbs, you know, there's nothing to worry about. Everyone's so positive, cheering you on. No one's getting laughed at for being the slowest rider. If anything, you'll probably get the biggest cheer out of anyone. So yeah, even if you think you're not good enough, get yourself in one of these hill climbs, whether it be the nationals or just a local one. It's just such a good sport. And, you know, given how I've been feeling the past couple of months, I'm just proud of myself for getting it done. I probably should have pulled out, to be fair, but I just wanted to give it one last go. And yeah, I actually did myself proud there, I think. So, right, I'm gonna head back down to sign on, get my warm jacket back on, and yeah, see what my time was. And there we go, Thomas Bowers, 304.4. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that actually. As much as I'd love to go under 3, that's a pretty good showing. Proud of that one.
His mate, that's quite impressive in itself. Give them out a mug of tea. Hope he doesn't pull something.
Wow, what an event this is. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy here. I did 304, which I think is pretty good. On, you know, on a perfect day, probably could have squeezed it under 3, but I was fading a bit. It tapers off towards the top going around the corner, and it was really hard to keep the power down there, especially when you're absolutely suffering. And suddenly as well, the crowds are far more on this middle section of the climb. When you get up towards the top, this is absolutely crazy. Phenomenal scenes up there. But yeah, what an event this is. So cool. And now actually the crowds are filling out this higher section. And a rider every 30 seconds. God! A rider every 30 seconds does keep the excitement there. Really is a spectator sport, this one. But yeah, so far, beaten 2 out of the 4 GCM presenters. So I'll take that. I don't think I'll be getting the other 2, but 2 out of 4, it's not bad going. 1! Time for some post-race recovery and to watch the real big hitters go now.
That was Charlotte Dalton of the Elevate RT just rolling through.
Here we go. This looks like it's been a very fast time indeed. Look at that gear. He's on the big room, blimey. It's all about the people that take the time to turn up to create this atmosphere, so well done everybody.
Matt Stevens definitely said that right. Top juniors coming through now.
And next up, still going
Forward. Oh, that's... God!
Kieran winning the Cataract has gone into lead with a 2.19, beating Andrew Feather by a singular second. But there's one man on the
Kieran
road.
wins, that'd be
So
awesome.
Win Cataract now leads. Andrew Feather in second, Andy Nichols in third. He's not across the finishing line just yet, folks. Harry McFarlane is your beautiful winner again. Harry McFarlane takes it with a 2.14, ladies and gentlemen.
Stats.
Thank you very much indeed. I'll do that, Stevens. I'll see you on the podium. Cheers, folks.
Well, it's all done and dusted now. I cannot believe that. Harry Max won by about 5 seconds. Crazy, crazy scenes. He's taken the course record by over 4 seconds, which is just ridiculous, to be honest with you. Yeah, he's clearly by far the best at these short efforts. But what an event it's been. It's been absolutely incredible. I have to say, props to Matlock Cycling Club for putting that event on. That was absolutely top tier. But yeah, he's also put 5 seconds into junior world champion Harry Hudson. So yeah, that just shows how specialist this sport is. You know, a guy who can win the junior worlds is getting beaten by 5 seconds on such a short climb by someone who's an absolute specialist at these short hill climbs. So yeah, what a result that's been. It's just been it's been such an exciting event. And yeah, Andrew Feather of Tadej Pogacar beating fame was only, I think, 3rd in the end. Well, as you saw in the footage, yesterday's race was absolutely brutal, but it was a great one. And I actually had a really good time, as you probably saw in the footage. Despite how my form's been lately, I've not really been enjoying racing. And to be honest with you, yesterday morning when I was getting up ready to go to the race, I was seriously nervous and I wasn't really feeling it. But as soon as I got there, in them crowds, in that atmosphere, it just flipped a switch in my brain and I was absolutely loving it. What a great race it was, and what a great sort of experience to end my season. Riding through crowds like that is just something else, and an absolutely magical experience. Now, in terms of my actual performance, I did a time of 3 minutes and 4 seconds, 0.4, which was good enough to land me in 104th place in the senior men's category, which, you know, again, considering the state of my health, as you saw in the Worlds video, it's something I'm really proud of. And the 2 to 3 weeks it's been since that race, I've been really focusing on sort of getting my nutrition and my health back on track. And I think I'm finally getting to the point where I might be onto something. After all of that, I had a test result back saying my B12 was really, really low. So since then, I've been like hammering the supplements with B12. I've also been trying to up my iron because that wasn't the highest either. And both of them are known to like link with fatigue. And apparently athletes need even more than the regular population. So, you know, it was something I really needed to work on. And since then, in the past 2 weeks of taking B12 supplements, I have started to feel a bit better. And I didn't feel anywhere near as wiped out at the finish of the race yesterday. So it's a real positive step. And hopefully if it's something I can solve going forward, it will mean I can just train and race even better next year. And yeah, also thanks for all the well wishing on that video of the Worlds. You know, it's quite a difficult video for me to put together, being a complete failure really. But yeah, I thought it was important to get it out there. And yeah, I really appreciated all the nice messages. I guess all that's really left to say is what's next for the channel. So yeah, I'm out here in Cork in Ireland and I'm just having a week's holiday, not riding my bike, might do a bit of hiking, might go for a jog, but that's about it. I'm having a bit of a big deload, as the last 2 weeks really have been. And then when I get back at the end of this week, then I'm going to think about starting to build up my training again. And I'm going to be making sure to get in the gym loads this winter because I think that is one of the big sort of key things to unlocking that next level of performance. Alongside that, obviously also I need to keep working on my health because yeah, trying to sustain 12 to 15 hours training a week like I was doing earlier in the year really isn't actually that possible when you've got things missing in your diet, as I've been learning the hard way. And now before I finish, let me know in the comments below what you prefer for the POV footage during these races. Do you prefer the fancy 360 footage of the X5, like at the struggle, or do you prefer the small POV footage from the Go Ultra, albeit with me accounting for the gradient properly with the tilt mount next time? So yeah, thank you all for watching and thank you for the amazing growth the channel's had over the last year. You know, this video really marks the end of the first year of the channel because the first video I'd properly made, you know, for other people to watch, not just for my friends and family, was my Nationals video last year. It does feel nice to sort of finish off the year on a high and get ready to go into the next one. And yeah, it's not the end of the content for this week. I've got another video scheduled to come out later this week, but I'll see you all when I'm back in the next one.